In this video, we're going to tackle some of the common areas that are tested in KCSE, that is a high school diploma in Kenya. So the first area that most of the examiners would want to know is, so let me just, so areas commonly tested. So the first area that they like mostly, so let me just say different bases. So an example would be, they can give you log, so 4 log log 36 to base 6 plus 3 log 9 to base 3. Then they ask you equals to 2 log x base 2. So in this case, you're not sure what's the answer here. So we're supposed to find the value of x. So what do we do? So in this case, when you're given such a question, it's very simple. So the first thing you're supposed to ask yourself, what is that thing that puts all these questions, all these parts, all these areas? We have a base 6 here, we have a base 3 here, and we have a base 2 here. So remember the rule that I taught in my previous video on rules of integration, that log x to base x is always 1. So what you need to do is actually find all areas that the law can apply. And what are those areas? So let's see. So the first area, let me just actually pull this. Actually, the first area that we can actually utilize is this area. We have something that can be converted here. We also have this area here. So these two areas can, yeah, so this area can, so 4 log 36 to base 6 can be rewritten as what? 4 log 6 squared base 6. So we have a base here, and from the law of exponents we can drop this into to join the 4 here. So to have so we get, so this becomes 4 times 2 log 6 to base 6. So but remember, all these this region, this is the same as what? The same as 1. So again, we've done this whole area, so we are done with that. So let's go to the other place. The other side is, let me see, so let's come to this part, and let me just solve it here. So from this area, so let's solve this. Let's see, what pen do we use? Okay, let me use this one. So this, so 3 log 9 to base 3 can be rewritten as 3 log 3 squared to base 3. So this, again, as we said, these two can drop here. So to have 3 times 2 logarithm of 3 base 3. But as I said before, that now this whole thing should be equal to what? To 1. So now let's have, so this simply gives us what? 3 times 2 then times 1, which gives us what? This is 6 times 1 to have 6. The other side that we did, we're supposed to get, so this should give us, so this is 8 times 1 to get 8. So now remember, we had a 6 other side and we have an 8 here, so this is 8 plus 6 should be equals to what? Should be equals to 2 log x base 2. Should be equals to 2 log x base 2. So now this is a 14. What do we do? So now what we get here, so this can be rewritten as so 14 is equals to 2 log x base 2. So again, we can divide this by 2, to have this gives us a 7 equals to log x base 2. So now we need to change this into a 2, to something logarithm to base 2. So 7 times 1 can be equals to log x base 2. So if we proceed with that, we have, let me just change my pen here. So this gives us 7, but what is 1? That is log 2 to base 2 should be equals to log x base 2. So how do you solve that? Now this is 2. We can take this. Remember what we did in law of exponents? It's 2 power 7, and then 2. So that this gives us. Just draw a partition line here. So this should be able to give us what? This should be equals to log 2 to power 7 base 2 should be equals to log x base 2. So we can cancel the logarithms to have x. Our x should be equals to 2 power 7, and this is the answer. And what is 2 power 7? That should be around 64 if I'm not wrong. And then this gives us literally 64 or 128, sorry, should be 128. So 2 power 7 gives us let me just delete this. So let me just delete this. So 2 power 7 should give us 128. So the solution to that problem is 128, and that is the answer. So the next part that KCSE likes testing is a part that I popularly, that I like calling, how do you call that? So the second part is using roots. They like using roots to confuse students. So roots, they can use cube root, they can use square root, or we don't need to include any sign. They can use fourth root. They'll try to use as much roots as they can, and then mix with some little different bases. Then that thing brings a whole confusion to students, and they see like that's a different concept. So now, so let's go straight to the point. So once you're given such an area, such a question, you don't need to worry. So I'll give an example of such a question that they like bringing in KCSE. So I'll start by doing this one. So they can give you such a question. They give you how do I say 2 logarithm of third root of 8 to base 2, then is equals to x. Then they tell you find x. So when it's such a question, this is a very simple question. Actually, a question that you shouldn't take more than 2 minutes. So this is how it's done. once you're given such a question, the first thing you need to do is kill that root. And by killing, I don't mean literally, I mean what you need to do is by doing away with it. So this should be, so the third root of 8 can be given by 8 is always 2 to power 3, and this implies that this is the same as 8 power 1 over 3, and this can always be the same as 2 power 3 then multiplied by 1 over 3. Cancel this, you get a 1. So this is a 2. The next thing we need to do, now we need to solve now the question. So what do we use? Okay, so there we are. So 2, but we know this is log what? Log 2 to base 2. But remember, from the principle we used is that this is equivalent to 1. So therefore, our answer should be 2 times 1, which is the same as what? 2. I'm sure I have taken less than 2 minutes, and that's how you solve that question. Those are the common areas. I'll see if I can add any other area. So now that we're done with explaining the tricky areas, the rest is something you can, I mean, it's something easy that can't be a challenge to you. Some of the questions are normally direct. Sometimes they use 2 unknowns. So just to confirm this, I have prepared 3 papers, 3 sample questions from KCSE exams. So there's one in 2016, there's one in 2017, and there's one in 2018. I'll tell you my year that I did which question I did. So let's proceed to that. So the first question, let me just do a screenshot quickly. So the first question is in KCSE 2018. That was in paper 2. So normally logarithms is a topic that they like bringing in paper 2, and so that if you're sure of that you understand the topic exactly, then that is a plus to you. So allow me to take a screenshot of this, that we take it to where we'll be handling it. So this is for 2018. So that's the question. So we take it to where we're handling our stuff, and so let's see where we're handling our stuff. Where is it? Okay, this is it. Yeah, so we're having, okay, no, not this one. So this is where we're handling our stuff. Sorry. So let's paste the question. Let's paste. Let's see if this question works. Yes, there we go. So this is a question. So the first question you'll ask yourself, how am I going to handle this this question? It's a very simple question. So let's do it together. So the first thing, let me use a different pen so at least we don't get confused. So the first thing we need to check is what? You notice there's a root, the thing of they normally like using root. So here we are. So given that 2 log x squared plus log root x should be equals to k log x. So here, I mean, they are trying to bring 2 unknowns, but you know, it's still simple, but I'll show you how. So what you need to do is, so we need to change this root into something else. So we have 2 log of x squared plus log of x power what? A root is the same, that is a square root is the same as x power half equals to k log x power 1. So then how do we solve this? So we can say, so we can change still, we can still take this 2 to the top. How do you do that though? This becomes so this becomes log x power 4 plus log x power half equals to k log x, isn't it? Now let's proceed still. Let's proceed and say So we're having this. So now this is log x power 4 plus log x power half equals to, now with this time round we can actually also take k to be an exponent, to have log x power k. Yeah, so then what do we do? So this can be the same as so what do we do? Okay, we have 4 log x half log x equals to k log x. Okay, so now that we have raised k, so we can now bring back the laws of logarithm. So the first law of logarithm is addition. So therefore log of what? What do we have? It's x power 4 multiplied by what? X power a half equals to log of x power k. We can as well put this into bracket. So we do away with logarithm to have so what do we have next? So what next do we have? Sorry. So we have x power, now exponentials 4, this is 4 plus a half equals to x power k. Then this still gives us so this is x power 4.5, that is 9/2 equals to x power k. Then we have a common base, so we pick powers. Then this implies that k equals to 9/2. Please, you can confirm with me. We can still go check. K is 9/2. Let's confirm with the paper. So the paper says that the answer to that was what? Let's see. That was number, first of all, it was, that should be the first question. Yeah, that was the paper number 1. That was the first question. Oops, where is it? That is number 24. The next thing is, wow, we don't have it here. We don't have it here. Sorry. So, but you can check with the answers. That should be the answer. Yes. So the answer is 9/2. Let's continue. So with me here is a 2017 question. This is also on logarithms. So you notice this is so this number 5 here is logarithms. So this is a direct one. So let's see. So you're supposed to solve 2 log x minus 2 equals to 2 log 3. So this is a simple one, very simple. So what do you do? So solution. Okay, so solution. So 2 log x minus 2 equals to 2 log. So it's a simple one. 2 log 3. So it's a simple one. So this, we need to shift this 2 into an exponent. This, we leave it that way. Then also this 2 into an exponent. So that gives us what? So that gives us log x squared minus log of x minus 2 equals to log 3 squared. So that's how we've simplified it further. But now remember law of subtraction. This should give us what? So we can simplify this further into x squared all over x minus 2 should be equals to log what? 3 squared is 9. To proceed, now we can do away with logarithms. So this, we do away with this logarithms. So x squared over x minus 2 equals to 9. What follows next is okay, sorry. So next, so let's try and solve it here. So this gives us what? So x squared all over x minus 2 equals to 9. We multiply both sides, sorry, by x minus 2. Both sides by x minus 2 to have x squared, because now this will cancel out. X squared equals to 9 into x minus 2. So x squared equals to 9x minus 18. We bring this to this other side to get x squared minus 9x plus 18 equals to 0. We use factorization to solve this, so sum of two numbers, you get negative 9x, and then their product, you get 18 8 x squared. So this is another thing I'll teach also. I'll teach later on. This is factorization. This is logarithm. Is not really logarithms, but quadratic equations. So this is factorization method of solving quadratic equations. So two numbers here. What are those numbers? 6 and 3. 6 and 3. So 6x and 3x. But which one is positive? So both are negative. So that negative 6x times negative 3x is 18x squared. Negative 6x plus negative 3x is negative 6x minus 3x is negative 9. Negative 9x. So now we proceed. The next thing is let's replace that back into the equation. So x squared minus 6x minus 3x equals to 0. Sorry, not really 0, equal to 0. Sorry. So this 3x plus 18 equals to 0. Let's let's group this into 2. So what is common here? Factor out x is common, so x into x minus 6. Then what is common between this is negative 3. That is x here, and then minus 6 equals to 0. So remember, whatever is in the bracket should be equals, but I'll teach it in my next video, in my other video on quadratic equations. So thereafter, how do you solve that? So we have so we can now, let's group this. So we have x minus 6 as a factor. Then the other one, we pick this number and this number to form our unit, which is x minus 3 equals to 0. Total. Okay, let's proceed. So we equate each factor to 0. So the first answer is x minus 6 equals to 0. That implies that x equals to 6. That's the first answer. Then the second answer is that x minus 3 equals to 0. This implies that x equals to 3, and this is another answer. Therefore x equals to 3 and 6, and this is our final answer. So we've done two questions, both trying to implement few laws of logarithms. But I'll tell you one thing, KCSE is a very easy paper, but more or less of you need to understand several concepts for you to solve one question. You notice this question never needed knowledge, it needed two concepts. You notice this question needed two concepts. That means that you needed to understand logarithms on its holistic form, Then thereafter also need to understand quadratic equations, because all this was needed, this part was needed for you. You are needed to understand quadratic equations. So KCSE questions are normally a combination of more than one concepts, and that's the catch. If you manage to crack that, then it becomes very easy for you to pass KCSE. So this is the question that I did in my KCSE. This was my year, and I suppose I did get an A, but I'm sure this was one of my easiest 3 points. Thank you so much. Let's meet in my next video on the final part of logarithms.